This is just a very sad incident from a situation of so much trust and total betrayal. In this life, if you know that someone is bad, irrespective of whom the person is to you, always see he or she as a bad person and always be very careful with your dealings with him. Because someday, sometime, misunderstanding can come between both of you and it will not be difficult for the person to harm you. When you know that someone is ruthless, heartless, wicked, and even greedy, just have it in mind that you have seen the devil himself. You don't need to go elsewhere and start looking for the devil because you already know him. These are just the things that played out in this very sad incident that involves this man you are seeing on your screen right now and some others. His name is George Idumage and he's the suspect here. He claimed to be a businessman, but that has not been confirmed up to this minute, and he's from Port Harcourt. While this young lady you are seeing on your screen right now is George's girlfriend and accomplice. Her name is Victory Bernard Henry and she's a 23 years old girl from Okpebu State. While this other man you are seeing right now is the victim here. His name is Richard Okpebu. He's a 42-year-old real estate agent based in Bayelsa State. According to the reports, Richard and George have known each other for a very, very long time, but they are not everyday friends and they are not doing the same business. So sometime in July 2025, George called Richard that he has a piece of land that he wants to sell in Bayelsa State, and he should come over and help him sell the land, being that Richard is a real estate agent and that would make it very easier for him to sell. So when Richard got to where George is, and George took him to where the piece of land is located, and he told him all he needs to know about the land, and Richard got into action immediately. So after some time, Richard was able to get a buyer for the land and then called George to come over for discussion, and that he did. It was after that discussion they both agreed on 9 million naira, and that was the exact amount the buyer paid into George's account. He later requested for the papers of the land. To his greatest surprise, George didn't come with the papers of the land. So he was so disappointed and became bitter. It was at that point that the agent, that Richard, stepped in and promised the buyer that within some days he would be able to collect the papers from George. So some days passed and he started calling George for the papers, and George started posting him saying today, tomorrow, and that he never did. So the buyer became worried and lost interest in the land and started requesting refund of his money. On the other hand, Richard was also calling George to, since he could not provide the papers of the land, he should refund the money. So after some weeks of calling back and forth without any positive result, so suddenly George's girlfriend, that's Victory, called Mr. Richard to come to the hotel to pick up the papers of the land, and that Mr. Richard did. While he was with them at the hotel, they gave him some fake documents and they were able to lure him to another piece of land in another location, claiming that they owned the land and they wanted him to help them sell it. Lo and behold, that was the last time anybody saw Mr. Richard alive. They murdered him. They then went away with his phone. While all this were going on, the buyer of the land could not reach out to Richard on phone. She had to go to the police station to make a report. And the police invited Mr. George for questioning. When he got there, he told them that he has refunded the money to Mr. Richard, that he's no longer selling the land, because he already knew that Richard was no longer alive for them to confirm from. That was how they allowed him to go. The second day, Richard's wife called his line multiple times and there was no response. But when she chatted, somebody responded. So she started asking why was Richard not picking his call. The person that was chatting on behalf of Richard, or rather acting like Richard, told her that he did some business that was not okay. He was just trying to settle all of that. So this chatting conversation went on for some days, and they later sent her the sum of 15,300 naira to come over to the hotel. But she didn't go because she was not quite okay with that arrangement, and something for the fact that something kept on telling her that there was something wrong, because she was wondering all through why would she call so many times her husband would not pick a call, and when she chatted the husband would respond. So it was quite strange to her. That was why she had to go to the police station to make a report. Thereafter, everybody started looking for Richard until the president of all the real estate agents in Bayelsa State went to inspect the land. When he was about to enter the land, he met with a farmer that told him that he shouldn't enter that land because some days back he had some gunshot from that land, and he later saw a vehicle leaving that land. So he was smart enough to have taken the plate number of the vehicle. He then showed it to the president, though the president still went ahead to inspect the land. But while they were doing that, they saw a pair of slippers that belongs to Richard, though it was the wife that later confirmed that. So after the inspection, they went to police station to make a report. The police later returned, or rather went to the place to search properly. To their greatest surprise, they discovered a dead body that is that of Richard. So they started their investigations immediately. At that point, George's phone number was no longer connecting, and the police were able to trace the plate number of the vehicle the farmer saw leaving that land that particular day, and they found out that the vehicle belongs to George, and they were able to gain access into his bank account, and they actually saw the 9 million naira the buyer of the land, sent to him, and he later found the 2 million that he transferred to his girlfriend, that's Victory, and some other transfer transactions like the one he transferred to his two conspirators named Shedrack and Innocent. He got to understand that the police were looking for him, and he had to he left Port Harcourt for Lagos, and he was later apprehended at the immigration office in Lagos, where he was processing his international passport to leave the country. While on the other hand, Vito, the girlfriend, was apprehended in a house where she was parking at his about to relocate. They found some criminal weapons with her, and even AK-47 rifle, which they believe they may have used in murdering Mr. Richard. So, as at the time of making this video, Mr. George and his girlfriend Victory are in police custody, answering questions concerning Mr. Richard's death. And all thanks to the brave farmer that provided the key information. Thank you, sir. If not for this man, maybe, just maybe, this set of people wouldn't have been found. And one other thing, the wife was also smart. If not, she would have been bothered too. What does that tell you? That simply tells you that how heartless your friend can be. So just be careful about everybody. Anyways, may his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. I pray God Almighty to grant the wife, the family, the fortitude to bear this irreplaceable loss, because it's not going to be easy for her. So guys, please like and share this video so that other people will learn from it. See you next time.